Audible, sir. So, okay. For people who haven't attended my previous number series session, I am Kanaka, and in our previous session, we had discussed about number series. What all did we discuss in number series? We saw what are the different types of questions that can be asked in number series. What are they? First one could be missing terms. And what is the second type of questions that was asked? It was wrong terms. We dealt with missing terms completely in our previous session. And in today's session, we'll be dealing with wrong terms. We also saw how to find the logic hidden in the series. We saw what was the logic hidden in the series. We also saw how to find that logic. So what were the steps that we followed to find the logic? What are the 3 steps that we followed? People who have attended, what are the 3 steps that you have followed? Okay, there's one person who's telling that not attended. So if you have not attended, the link for which is already shared in Telegram as well as WhatsApp. Please do watch my previous session on number series so that you'll understand this session better. So how did we find the logic? What was our first step? First step, we compared the 2 terms. So we found out if the difference was small or large. If the difference was small, what was the logic hidden in the question? What was the logic hidden in the question? It was either addition or subtraction. If the difference was large, what was the operation or logic hidden in the question? It used to be multiplication or division. We also saw how to find out if there are squares or square roots. So now, in wrong terms, what will be the question? Okay, let me have a quick recap. What was the question that could be asked in missing terms? They used to give a series. In that series, one of the term used to be missing. And we had to find out which of the term was missing. So here, in wrong terms, the logic or the procedure that we follow will always remain the same. The only difference is that in these terms, they'll give a series in which one of the terms will be wrong. In the meaning, the term will not be following the logic, same logic as the previous other terms or the other terms in the series. And that will be the wrong term. We'll need to find which the wrong term was. So let us look at our first question. What does the first question tell? Can I have my first question? The first question here goes like this. 18, 27, 44, 77, 134 and 225. So what did we do in our first step? We compared the first term and the last term, took the difference between them. The difference here is small. Since the difference is small, we got to know that there is addition or subtraction involved. Then we started comparing the terms. We found if the terms are increasing or decreasing. Since they are increasing, which means that we have addition and not subtraction. We have only addition. So then what did we do? We saw if they are gradually increasing or drastically increasing. They are increasing gradually, which confirms that there is addition or subtraction involved. So what did I do next? I started taking the difference between the 2 terms. What was the difference between 18 and 27? If I take difference between 18 and 27, what do I get? I get 9 as the difference. What if I take difference between 27 and 44? What will be the difference here? The difference here would be 27 plus 7 gives me 34 plus 10. 17 gives me 44. So 44 to 7. What will be the difference between 44 and 77? I'll get the difference as 33. Similarly, if I start taking the difference between the next two terms, I get 77 to 134. What will be the difference? 77 plus 60 gives me 137. 137 minus 3 gives me 57. So what about 134 to 225? I get my difference as 134 plus 90 gives me 224. So 91 gives me 225. So I found this. Do I find any logic when I see these? When I see these terms, I generally used to get the logic. But am I getting any logic here? No. When I'm not getting the logic here, what do I need to do? I need to consider this as my first series. This would be my first series and this would be my second series here. So now again, I'll have to consider this as my second series and continue with my calculations or the same procedure which I followed. Now again, I'll start taking difference because first term and last term when I compare, the difference is small. So there is addition because it is increasing. So I'll start taking the difference here. What will be the difference? 19 to 70. 79 to 17, I get the difference to be as 8. What about 17 to 33? What do I get my difference as? My difference would be 17 plus 6 gives me 23 plus 10 gives me 33. What about 33 to 57? What will be the difference here? 33 plus 20 gives me 53 plus 4 gives me 57. Again, what is the difference between 57 and 91? So if I take the difference here, I get 57 plus 4 gives me 61 plus 30 gives me 91. So look at these terms. Do you understand anything by looking at these terms? These terms are nothing but the multiples of 8. 8 into 1 gives me 8. 8 2 times gives me 16. 8 3 times gives me 24. And 8 4 times should be giving me what? Should be giving me 32. But then I'm having 34 over here. So which means that this would be my wrong term in the series. Which is the series? Second series. So this must have been 32 instead of 24 here. So how did I get this 24? How did I get this 57? I added 33 and 24. So I got 57 here. Similarly, if I add 57 and 34, what do I get? 57 and 32, sorry. 57 and 32. What do I get? 57 plus 32 gives me 50 plus 30 gives me 80. 7 plus 2 gives me 9. So this would be 89 here. So again, meaning this term was wrong here. This term was wrong. Hence, if I add 134 to 88, what should I be getting? What will I be getting if I add 134 and 89? I want your answers, people. What will I get if I add 134 and 89? I want your answers, people. 223. Yes, very good. My answer would have been 223. But what is the term in my series? My term in the series, given term in the series is 225. Meaning that 225 is the wrong term. Is it clear, people? Is it clear till here? Have you understood this problem? Yes, very good. What about others? Any doubts? Anybody, any doubts? Anybody, any doubts? Clear. Very good. Let's move on to the next problem then. Next example of today. So, next one would be 8, 10, 11, 17.5, 35, and then 91. So now, look at this series. I had already told you in my previous session that whenever I get a decimal value, what do I need to understand? In most of the cases, not every case, but most of the cases, there would be division involved whenever I have 0.5 involved. So let me check for division. How do I check for that? For that, I'll compare my first term and the second term. So is my first term close to the second term? So I missed any term there? Okay, that is 18 and not 8. I'm sorry, that is 18 and not 8. So, is my first term close to my second term here? No. Okay, wait. Let me write it down like this. 18 divided by 1 is 18. So, is 18 close to 10? No. Let me check. 18 divided by 2. What do I get if I divide 18 by 2? 18 divided by 2 is nothing but 18 into 1 by 2. Am I right? 18 into 1 by 2. If I divide 18 by 2, I get, what will be the value that will be getting here? The value I'll be getting here is 9. Is 9 close to 10 or not? Very good, 9. 9 is close to 10. How do I go from 9 to 10? I need to add 1 to 9 to get 10. So I'll be getting my answer as 10 here. So what did I do here? I multiplied 18 with 1 by 2 and added 1 and I got my 10 here. So similarly, I'm comparing my second term and the third term. 10 is close to 11. 10 itself is close to 11. So what do I need to multiply here? I need to multiply 10 with 1. I need to multiply 10 with 1. I get 10 here. How can I go till 11 from 10? I need to add 1 to 10. If I add 1 to 10, what will be my answer here? It will be 11. So, here it was 1 by 2. I multiplied with 1 by 2. Here I multiplied with 1. What do I have to multiply next? What do I have to multiply next? Next, I'll have to multiply with 1.5. Multiplying with 1.5 is nothing but into 3 by 2. 1.5 can be written as 3 by 2. Now then what do I need to do? I need to add 1. Let me check for this logic. 11 into 3 by 2. What do I get? 11 into 3 gives me 33. 33 divided by 2 gives me 16.5. 16.5 gives me plus 1 gives me 17.5. So I'm getting this properly. I'm getting 3 logics correctly. If I'm getting 3 continuous logics properly, then it means that it will be the logic for my entire series. So let me check with the same logic next. I multiply with 1 by 2, that is 0.5, then 1, then 1.5. What do I need to multiply next? What do I need to multiply next? My next term is 17.5. I need to multiply it by? What do I need to multiply it with? I want your answers, people. Look at this. I multiplied with 0.5, then it became 1, then 1.5. What do I need to multiply here? I need to multiply it with 2. Very good. Very good, Priyanka. Very good, Nandini. I need to multiply it with 2. So what do I get here? I get 35. And then what was I doing here? I added plus 1. So plus 1. So my term would be 36 here. My term here should be 36. But then what do I have in my question? I have 35 as my term, which means 35 is the wrong term. Let me cross verify that. How do I cross verify that? I take this 36 and multiply it with 2.5. 2.5 is nothing but 5 by 2. I add 1 to it. So if I get 91, then that will be correct. 36 would be the correct term. Hence, it will be proved that 35 is wrong. So let me quickly multiply this. 36 divided by 2 gives me 18. 18 into 5 gives me 90. 90 plus 1 gives me 91. So I'm getting the proper 91 here, proper term here. Hence, which is the wrong term? 35 is my wrong term. Am I clear, people? Am I clear till here? Clear, sir. Any doubts? Any doubts? No doubts. So quickly copy this down. So after this, we'll start with our next questions then. Did you finish copying, guys? Everyone? Done. Very good. What about YouTube? Are you done with copying? Okay. So let us continue with our next question then. What is our next question here? Next question is 361, 406, 441, 484 and 529. When you look at these numbers, can you find any logic in it? Can you find any logic in it? I want your answers, people. Can I find any logic here? When you look at these numbers, how do I start? I told you a trick for this. How do I start? I want your answers, people. See, when I look at 441 at least, I got to know that 441 must be 21 square. What about 484 here? 484 is nothing but 22 squares. We had already told you to memorize squares till 25 at least. At least till 25. What is 529? 529 is nothing but 23 square. So what about 361? 361 here is 19 square. So this must be 20 square here. So it will be squares of consecutive terms. Squares of consecutive terms here. So 19 square, 20 square. What is 20 square? What is value of 20 square here? The value of 20 square would be 400. But what do I have here? I have 406. So which is my wrong term? My wrong term would be 406. So in my previous session, I clearly mentioned that whenever you find one square number, start checking for other, if you have any other square numbers in the series. If you find everything as the square numbers, then the logic would be they would be the squares of the terms. Am I clear? Am I clear, everyone? Clear. So let's move on to the next question then. What is the next question here? Next question goes like this. 59, 84, 120, 169 and 235. So how do I solve this? I start comparing my first term and the last term. I start taking the difference between them. The difference here is small and start comparing if they're increasing or decreasing. They're increasing. Hence I'll start taking the difference. When I start taking difference between 59 and 84, what do I get? 59 plus 5 gives me 64 plus 20. So if I add 25 to 59, I get 84 here. So let me check. From 84 to 120, what do I need to add? 84 plus 6 gives me 90. 90 plus 30 gives me 120. So 84 plus 36 gives me 120. So 120 to 169. What do I need to add? 120 plus 40 gives me 160. So 49 gives me 169. So what about 169 to 235? 169 plus 6 gives me 175. 175 plus 60 gives me 235. My difference here is 66. So do you find any logic looking at this series? Do you find any logic here? Do you find any logic here, people? Yes, sir. Then what's the logic there? What's the logic? Very good. What's the logic there? Squares. Very good. This is nothing but 5 square. This is 36 is 6 square. 49 is 7 square. So this must be 8 square. I've got 8 square. But then what is 8 square? Value of 8 square is 64. So I should be getting 64 here. But I have 66 as the difference. Meaning either 69 or 235 is the wrong term. So how do I identify that 235 or 69 is the wrong term? Which is the wrong term among 169 and 235. Generally, students do this mistake. Whenever they get this kind of a difference, what they do? They tell that 169 is the wrong term. No. 66 is resultant of 169 and 235. But similarly, 49. Look at 49 here. I get 49 when I take the difference between 120 and 169. So I'm getting this difference correctly, meaning 169 and 120. Both are correct. So what would be my wrong term here? My wrong term here would be 235. So what do I need to have instead of 235? I need to have 233. I need to subtract 2 from this because it is 2 extra than my desired answer here. Am I clear, people? Am I clear, people? Yes. Let us move on to the next question then. What do you have for next question here? Next question. What should come in the place of the question mark following number series? In the following number series. The number series goes like this. 7, 14, 22, 34, 55, 92 and a question mark. Till here, all the examples of missing terms are done. All the examples of missing terms are done. Now let us look into our previous year question papers problems. So what are these? 7, 14, 22, 34, 55 and 92. When you look at this series, what do you understand? We can directly tell that the difference is small, hence there is addition or subtraction. Since the terms are increasing, hence the logic is addition. Now you'll have to be in such a position that whenever you start looking at the series, you will have to determine whether to take a difference or go with multiplication and division. Now here we'll go with difference. 7 to 14. If I take a difference, what do I get? I get 7 as my difference. What about 14 to 22? What will be the difference here? The difference here would be 8. What about 22 to 34? The difference here will be 12. What about 34 to 55? 34 plus 20 gives me 54. So 21 gives me 55. What about 55 to 92? 55 plus 40 gives me 95. Minus 3. So this should be 37. My difference here is 37. So I have to find the next number here. So I'll have to find my next difference here. So when you look at this series, can you find any logic here? No, we're not able to find any logic here. So what do we need to do? We need to consider this as my first series and this as my second series. And then I'll have to do the same procedure that I followed till now. I need to find the missing term here, compare my first term and the last term. The difference is small and it is a gradual increment and hence addition. So when I start taking the difference here, it will be plus 1. 8 to 12, what will be my difference here? Difference here would be plus 4. What about 12 to 21? What will be my difference here? Difference here would be plus 9. What about 21 to 37? 21 to 37, the difference here would be 21 plus 20 gives 21 plus 10 gives me 31 plus 6 gives me 37. So now I don't know what's the difference here. So let me start looking at these terms. What do you understand when you start looking at these terms? What are these terms here? 1, 4, 9 and 6. Vinay Kumar tells it's 154 squares. Yes, very good. Squares. It is 1 square. This is 2 square. 3 square. 4 square. What should be my next term here? It should be 5 square. If it is 5 square, the value would be 25. So how do I get my missing term here? I need to add these two. 37 plus 25. What do I get? 57 plus 5 gives me 62. So the missing term in my second series is 62. How do I get the missing term in my first series? I need to add 62 and 92. What do I get my answer as? I get 92 plus 60 gives me 152. 152 plus 2 gives me 154. So the answer here would be 154. Am I clear? Very good. Very good. So let us move on to our next question then. What is our next question here? So the next question is 576, sorry, okay. The series goes like this: 6, 6, 12, 36, 144, and then there is a question mark here. So what do you understand when you start looking at the series here? The term 6 is repeated itself here. Then it's going on to become 12 and then 36. And 36 is suddenly going on to become 144. What do you understand here? When I directly look at this term, I can understand that 6 is multiplied with 1 to get my answer as 6, my next term as 6. Then what did I do? How did I get 12? I multiplied 6 with 2, my second term with 2. I multiplied my second term with 2 and I got my third term. Third term was 12. Then again 36. What did I do here? It is multiplied with 1. Here it is multiplied with 2. What do I need to do next? I need to multiply it with 3 here. Sorry, not 6. I need to multiply my previous term. That is my third term into 3. That would be 12 into 3. What do I get? I get 36. Meaning I've got my three same logics here. So I've got my logic here. So what should be my multiplication next? What should I multiply with next? I need to multiply 36 with 4. I need not do this because I've already got 3 logics and I already have 144 here. So that will be my answer there. So what do I need to do next? I need to multiply 144 with 5 to get my final answer. What do I get if I multiply 144 with 5? 5 into 100 gives me 500. 5 into 40 gives me 200. So totally it gives me 700. Plus 5 into 4 gives me 20. So my final answer here would be 720. So the missing term here is 720. Am I clear, everyone? Have you understood till now? Someone told 576. Praveen, how did you get 576? Yes, Vinay Kumar. Very good. The answer is 720. Am I clear, people? Am I clear with this? Am I clear, everyone? Very good. So then quickly copy it down. After you copy this, we'll begin with our next examples. Okay, people, have you understood whatever I have done till now? Is everything clear? Yes. So please do attempt this question on your own. I want the answers. I'll give you 2 minutes to solve this question. Try to solve it. If not, I'll solve it. No, people, that's not the right answer. That's not the right answer. So let us solve this question here. What do we have our terms as? We have 8 here, 16, then it's 48, then I have 240, then I have 1680, 1680, and then my missing term. This is the term I need to find out. When I start looking at this series, see, compare my first term and the last term. The difference is very big, very huge. So the difference is large. Whenever the difference is large, I understand that there is either multiplication or division involved. So the terms are increasing here. If the terms have to increase, what do I need to do? I need to multiply or divide? I need to multiply. So let me check. Look at my first term and the second term. Is my first term close to the second term? No. So 8, I'll have to multiply 8 with 2. 2 times of my first term is my second term. So I get 16 here. What about my next term, second and third? How do I go from 16 to 48? What do I need to multiply? I need to multiply 3 to 16 to get 48. So if I go with the same logic, I've got 2 here, I've got 3 here, then it must be 4. Am I right? If I multiply with 4, do I get 240 here? No, check this. If I multiply 4 with 48, my units digit must be 2. But then in this case, that's not happening. So what do I need to do? I'll go next term. I'll check with 5. 48 into 5. So if I multiply 40 with 5, I get 200. 8 into 5 gives me 40. So I'm getting 240 when I multiply 48 with 5. here it is 2, here it is 3, here it is 5. What are 2, 3 and 5? What are 2, 3 and 5? So please answer. What are 2, 3 and 5? What numbers are they? Very good. Very good, Nandini. It's prime numbers. So what is my next prime number after 5? What will be my next prime number after 5? 7. Very good. I'll check with 7. I'll multiply 240 with 7 and check that. So if I multiply 240 with 7, what do I get? 200 into 7 gives me 1400. 40 into 7 gives me 280. 1400 plus 280 gives me 1680. So I'm getting my right answer here, 1680. So what do I need to multiply 1680 with? 1680 into, is it 9? Generally what people do is they multiply it with 9 because 3, 5, 7 are odd numbers, so they'll take it as 9. But be careful people, you should not multiply it with 9. Why? 9 is not a prime number. So you need to multiply 1680 with 11. My next prime number after 7 is 11. So if I multiply 1680 with 11, what do I get? 16,800 plus 1680. So what do I get? What do I get my answer as? You people tell me. Very good. 18,480. My answer here would be 18,480. Am I clear with this? Now, has everyone understood this? Clear, very clear. So let us move on to the next term then, next example then. What's our next problem? Find out the next number in place of the question mark. Again, this is based on missing terms. I had already told you in the examinations, many questions will be asked on missing terms and wrong terms will be very rare. So what is this? Our next question goes like this. It is 10, then it is 40, then 60, here it is 72, 78, and then there is a question mark here. That's the wrong term, missing term which I need to find out. So compare my first term and the last term. The difference is not very big. And are they increasing or decreasing? They're increasing. Hence, it is addition. I need to start taking the difference here. When I take difference between 10 and 40, what do I get? I get 30. Similarly, when I start taking difference between 40 and 60, what do I get? My next difference here is 20. What about 60 and 72? What is my next difference here? My next difference here is 8. What about 72 to 76? What is my next difference here? My next difference here is 6. So look at these terms. Do you find any logic here? Do people find any logic here? Do people find any logic here? No. So consider this as my second series. Again start taking the difference here. But look at this series. It is 30. It is going on to become 6. So what's involved here? What is involved? There is a decrement. And which is the operation that will be involved here? Tell me what is the logic or the operation that will be involved in this series? If you have to go from 30 to 20, I need to subtract something from 20 so that it 30, so that it decreases to become 20. So when I take the difference here would be 10. But then here I am subtracting, so minus 10 here. So 20 to 8. 20 minus 12 gives me 8. So 8 to 6. What is my next difference here? 8. And then I'm going on to get 6. So my next difference here is 2. Next difference here is minus 2. Do I find any logic here? Do I find any logic here? Do I find any logic here? Okay, can I see the question clearly? Have I missed something here? Have I missed something here? 10, 40, 60, 72, 78. Am I right here? Just give me a moment, people. I'll check with my question here. I'll check with my question. Just give me a moment here. Yes, people, I made a mistake here. What is the mistake? The difference here is 60 to 72. The difference here is 12. I've written it as 8. I'm sorry. My difference here is 12. And 72 to 78, I'm getting difference as 6. Here it is an increment, and here it is also an increment. It is plus 6. So here, what happens? Now the difference becomes 12 to 20. What's my difference here? My difference would be 8. First sense, what? First series wrong, sir. Okay, yeah. So my difference here is 8. So if I take my difference here as 8, this would be 12 to 6. What would be my difference here? 6. When I look at these terms, what do I understand? What do I find out? What do I get? See this, 10, 8 and 6. These are nothing but the even numbers, consecutive even numbers which are decreasing. So what will be my next even number here? Next even number will be 4. So how do I go from 6 to 4? 6. I need to subtract 6. 4 from 6. So my answer here would be plus 2, because in this series everything is addition, since there is increment everywhere. So plus 2. So what would be my next term here? What would be my next term? 78 plus 2. So this would be 80. Am I clear, people? Am I clear with this? Sorry, I made a mistake here with my calculations. It should have been 12 instead of 8 here. Am I clear? So let us move on to the next series then. Let's move on to the next question. What is our next question here? Okay, next term in the series. Here my numbers are 18, 20, and then it is 16, again 24, and then there is a question mark, and then my last term would be 40. So look at this series. What is happening here? What is the difference between this series and this series here? Can anyone tell me the difference between the two series here? Can anyone tell me the differences between the two series here? Look at here. When I start comparing the terms here, 18 is going on to become 20, which means there is an increment here. 18, there's an increment here. 20 to 16. What's happening here? There's a decrement here. So 20 to 16, there's a decrement. What about 16 to 24? Again, there is an increment here. So what must be my next term here? Next term must have been decreased or increased. Based on my logic, next term should have been decreased here. And then here, there should have been increment. Meaning, there will be addition and subtraction, both involved in this series. So let me start checking here. 18 to 20, if I take the difference, what do I get? What do I get my difference as? My difference here would be 18 plus 2 gives me 20. What about 20 to 16? What do I get my difference as? 20 is decreasing to become 16. So there is subtraction involved here. There is subtraction. So I need to subtract 20 by 4 to get 16. So 20 minus 4 gives me 16. Now again, 16 is increasing to become 24. What's happening here? Plus, there is addition. 16 plus 8 is giving me 24. Here I don't know. Again, here I will not know the difference. So look at these terms. What's happening here? 2, 4, 8. What's happening here? What are these terms? Yes, tell me. Anyone replied? Even. Amulya says even. Yes. That's the common mistake that every student does here. 2, 4 and 8. So if it was consecutive even numbers, there should be 6. There should have been 6 here. If there was 6 here, I could have called this as my consecutive even numbers. But then no, there is no 6 here. So what's happening? 2 is doubling itself to become 4. In this series, what's happening is there is multiplication involved into 2. Here again, 4 into 2. So here again it should be 8 into 2. Let me check this. So 8 into 2 is 16. There is a negative sign here. One positive sign and one negative sign. So minus 16. 24 minus 16 would be giving me 24 minus 16 would be giving me 8 here. Then 16. Let me cross verify that. 16 doubling itself. 16 into 2. What will 16 into 2 give me? 16 into 2 gives me 32 here. Since it was negative sign previously, now it is addition, positive sign. So if I add 32 to 8, what do I get? I am getting 40, which is the right answer here. Am I clear? So which means that my missing term was 8. So my final answer should have been 8 here. Am I clear, people? Did everyone understand this? So quickly copy this down. After you copy this, we'll start with our next question. Are you people done with copying? So I'll give you the next question here. Please try it on your own. I'll give you 2 minutes for this. Again, we'll start solving. Very good, very good. You have got correct answers. So let us start solving for people who haven't got the answer yet. So what does the question tell us? The question here is as follows. The series is 14, 28, 84, 336 and my missing term. A very simple question here. It is very similar to our previous question which I have solved here. What's happening here? 14 to 28. Look at these terms. So when you look at 14 and 28, what do you understand? 28 is twice of 14. So there is multiplication somewhere. So 28 is nothing but twice of 14. So 14 is multiplied by 2 to get 28. So 14 into 2 gives me 28. What about 28 and 84? If I compare 28 and 84, what do I get? See here, 28 into 3. I'll check 28 into 3 because it is 2. So let me start checking with 3. 28 into 3 gives me 3 into 20 gives me 60. 3 into 8 gives me 24. 60 plus 24 gives me 84. So if I multiply it with 3, I'm getting 84 here. So 28 into 3 is giving me 84. So next, what should I multiply with 84 to get 336? Look at my logic here. I multiplied it with 2. I multiplied it with 3. It should be either 5 or it should be 4. Why did I tell 5? Because if the logic was consecutive prime numbers, it would have been 5. But in this case, let me check with 4. So I'll start checking with 4. 84 into 4. 4 into 80 gives me 320. 4 into 4 gives me 16. 320 plus 16 gives me 336. So I'm getting my right number here in the series. So what do I need to multiply with 336 to get my missing term here? What do I need to multiply? I need to multiply it with 5. So it was 2, 3, 4 and then it must be 5. So 336 into 5. So 300 into 5 gives me 1500. 30 into 5 gives me 150. So the 1500 plus 150 gives me 1650. Plus 6 into 5 gives me 30. So my answer here will be 1680. If you have already got this correct answer. So my missing term here was 1680. Very good. So let us move on to the next question then. What's our next question here? The next question, the next series here goes like this. 3, 7, 19, 39. There's a missing term here. And then there's 103. Look at the terms. They're increasing and they're increasing gradually. And the difference is not very big. So there is addition involved within the series. Since there is addition involved within the series, I'll quickly start taking the difference here. What is difference between 3 and 7? 7 minus 3 gives me 4. So, or 3 plus 4 gives me 7. Now 7 and 19. What is the difference here? 7 plus 12 gives me 19. So 19 to 39. What is the difference here? The difference here would be 20. Here I don't know the difference. Again I don't know the difference. Now I'm stuck with this. Do I understand? Do I find anything here? When I look at the series, can I find any logic here? These are 4 multiplied by 1. This is nothing but 4 multiplied by 3. This is 4 multiplied by 5. Look at this. 1, 3 and 5 are nothing but prime numbers. So what do I need to multiply next? Next I need to multiply with 7. So 4 into 7 gives me 28. So this difference must be 28. What about my next term here? Next prime number? Next prime number is 11. So 4 into 11 gives me 44. The next difference here must be 44. So let me quickly add 28 to 39. What do I get? 39 plus 20 gives me 59. 59 plus 8 gives me 67 here. So let me cross verify that. Let me add 44 to 67. What do I get? What do I get? 67 plus 40 gives me 107. sorry, yeah, 107 plus 4 gives me 111. Is my term wrong here? Or is it correct? 44. 103 is correct. So probably I made a small mistake here. Sorry, look at this. 1, 3, 5, 7 are nothing but not prime numbers, they are odd numbers. So it should be 9. So 24 into 9 should give me 36. I need to add 36 to 67. 67 plus 36 gives me 103. So I'm getting proper answer. So my logic here was not prime numbers, it was odd numbers, consecutive odd numbers. Am I clear, people? It is consecutive odd numbers. So that's why I verified with 67 and checked if I'm getting the proper answer here, which is 103. Am I clear, people? Am I clear here? Am I clear? There's another method for this. Look at this problem. Same term. Let me start writing quickly. 3, 7, 19, 39. There's a question mark here. And then there is 103. I'll start taking the difference. The difference is same. 4, 12, and then there is 20 here. Again, I don't know the differences here. Now I got my second term, second series here. So when I start moving from second series, again I start taking the difference between the second series. What is the difference here? It is 8. What about 12 to 20? Again my difference is 8. So what should be my next difference here? Next difference here should have been 8 again. So 20 plus 8 gives me 28. I should have got 28 here. That's the same answer which I'm getting here. Next, again, 28. Again, I should be getting my difference as 8. 28 plus 8 gives me 36. Isn't that the same which I'm getting here? Getting 36 here. So, you can do this problem either in this method or in this method. You'll be getting the same answer. Am I clear, people? Am I clear? Yes. So let us move on to the next question then. What's our next question here? Next question, please. Next question here is 305. Then there is 308. 338, sorry. That is 338 and not 308. 338. And my next term here there is 404. And my next term is 503. And then there is 635. And then there is a question mark here. How do I go about this? How do I go about this? You people try to solve this problem, people. You people try to solve this. I'll give you 2 minutes. After this, I'll be resuming this. Five, 33, 33, 66. very good. Priyanka has got the correct answer here. So for people who haven't got the answer yet, let us solve this problem. So the problem is like this: 305, 338, 404, 503 and 635. The terms are increasing gradually. So let me start taking the difference first. 305 to 338. What will be the difference here? The difference here is 33. What about 338 to 404? 338 plus 4 gives me, 338 plus 6 gives me 344. 340 plus 6 gives me, 340 plus 60 gives me 404. So 33, then this is 66. And then what about this 404? 404 plus 90 gives me 494. 494 plus 9 gives me 503. So this is nothing but 99. So what about 503 to 635? What will be the difference? Multiples of 33. Yes, very good. It's a multiples of 33. So let me quickly check. 503 plus 100 gives me 603. 603 plus 30 gives me 633. 633 plus 2 gives me 635. So look at these terms here. 33, 66, 99. 33 one times, 33 two times gives me 66. They're nothing but the consecutive multiples of 33. 33 into 3 gives me 99. 33 into 4 gives me 132. So I need to multiply 33 with 5 to get my next missing term here, or my next difference here. So if I multiply 33 with 5, what do I get? 5 into 30 gives me 150 plus 5 into 3 gives me 15. So my term here would be 165. The difference here is 165. So I need to add 165 to 635 to get my final answer. So what will be my final answer here? 165. So 635 plus 65 gives me 700 plus 100 gives me 800. So my final answer here is nothing but 800. Am I clear? Am I clear, people? So quickly copy this down. After this, again we'll be resuming this session. So the next question is displayed for you people. So after copying this down, please check with the next question. Try to solve it on your own. I'll give you 2 minutes, and this question will be the last question for the day. After solving this question, we'll wrap up this session. Are you copying? Done with copying? 98. Very good. Many of you have got 98 as the correct answer. So very good. Many of you have got 98 as the answer. So let us look at that. So what is my series here? My first term of the series is, what is the series there? 8, 14, 26, 44, 68, and then there is my missing term here. What do? I start taking the difference directly, because whenever I look at the question, I understand that the difference is small, so there must be addition involved or subtraction involved. Since there is increment here, there is addition involved. 8 to 14. If I take the difference, what do I get? I get 6. So 14 to 26. What will be my next difference here? My next difference here will be 12. What about 26 to 44? 26 to 44, my difference would be 26 plus 8 gives me 34, plus 10 gives me 44. What about 44 to 68? 44 plus 20 gives me 64, plus 4 gives me 68 here. So here I don't know the difference. So when I start looking at my series here, my second series here, what does it indicate? This is very similar to my previous question. Here it was consecutive multiples of 33. Here it is even more easier. It is consecutive multiples of 6. So 6 1 times gives me 6, 6 2 times gives me 12, 6 3 times gives me 18, 6 4 times 24, 6 5 times must be 30. So 68 plus 30 gives me, what will be my final answer here? My final answer would be 98. Many people had got this answer already. So I hope everything is clear with this. Any doubts, people? Any doubts in number series? Any doubts from the beginning? Any clarifications that you need? Clear. So I'll be ending this session here, and this will be the end of number series. So have a great night, people. Good night. Bye-bye.